last thing you ever do right. You worry about how it always sounds so long ago. You can't see it starting over again. And oh, we know it's rough, but we're not quite setting behind. Tell me if you're awake. Can I talk to you again? Tell me what's it mistakes that I've made us only friends. Now I notice how you don't stay anyways. Don't you wait to come back. 'Cause I've been gone a long time and you never knew. You worry about how it always sounds so long ago. You can't see it starting over again. And no one we know it's rough.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Area iRacing special. We have for us tonight the Kentucky Tornado Relief Fundraiser charity event here tonight as USA International. I'm your lead announcer, Hunter Sleppy, and joining me in the booth is executive producer Harold Darner and the man behind this plan, Jacob Bell. How's it going, guys?
It's going great, man. I'm looking forward to tonight's race, and we got a lot of drivers that are hopping in with us, and they're going to try to sling some dirt around. We got some drivers that are just straight from our oval leagues. We run Monday to Thursday right here on Twitch, so it's going to be a combination of that. It's going to be a combination of some people coming in here to have some fun. But at the end of the day, it's all for a good cause, and that cause is going to all those people impacted by the tornadoes last weekend in the Kentucky and Midwest areas. And because of that, we've been decided we wanted to help, and we figured the best way how was to put on this event, which is what we are doing here tonight. And we've already raised coming into tonight over $873 last I checked. I haven't checked in a few minutes, so I'm sure it might be up from there. But I know tonight's race, it's just going to mean a lot for all those people. It's going to mean a lot for us drivers, too, to have an opportunity to use this platform and help raise some money.
Absolutely. And tonight it's not about winning, although drivers do like to win. It's about having fun. Right before we went live, our very own David Weishart, who has won the last 2 nights in our leagues at Pocono, said, "Oh, I don't really like dirt racing, but this is fun." And for a man that says he doesn't like dirt racing, he's second fastest on their charts, so must be some sort of fun for him.
Well, it's going to be a fun night for everybody in here. And I'm going to be hopping in. I am racing tonight, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of a double special. I'll be hopping in when I'm not in my heat race and helping Hunter and Harold up here in the booth. But then when it's time to go, I'm going to make sure I hop back down to qualify and get my heat racing in. But I want to give a big thanks to Dawson Miller, Tyler Hallman, Lodgebox Developments, Rick's Hot Sauce. There's been a ton of companies that have helped sponsor this event. A ton of the drivers, too. Really, that's my favorite part, and I think a lot of people would echo this sentiment, that their favorite part about this league is the community we have, and it just shows up stronger and stronger, and cases like this is a perfect example.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you go on, Harold.
I was gonna say we're overlooking. We have the One to Go Studios blimp on hand over here in Lakeland, Florida, looking down at the nice dirt track, which is funny because this track is, I think even 100 you were talking about, it was an asphalt track when it was working. It's no longer is one of those defunct tracks, very similar to Myrtle Beach. But iRacing tested the dirt on this several years ago, left it there with the dirt street stocks when they first introduced dirt to iRacing, and It's funny because a lot of these guys thought, iRacing's had dirt in road courses the whole time. I remember when we first started off, it was just one set of racing. It was just ovals and some roads. And now we have 4 disciplines. You have the ovals, the roads, the dirts, and the now road racing. And now they're starting to talk about time racing up the mountains and some of the things. I can't remember. We had just a track released for that now.
Yeah, this is a very interesting racetrack. We've seen oval racing on here in the past, but haven't called a dirt race. I don't think any one of us has called a dirt race. And the reasoning behind why it's at USA on the dirt, it's one of the free tracks that you can get, and the vehicles that are racing tonight in dirt street stocks, one of the free vehicles that you can get for iRacing. Yeah, it comes with it.
It's funny how you say. Be careful how we say free. It's included with your subscription. It's probably the better way to say it. Because ain't nothing free about iRacing. It is an expensive hobby. All you got to do is look at our credit card statements, and I'm sure you'll see that.
No, not one bit. But it's included in the subscription, and it's not an additional cost. Like, say, to buy a Cup car, either a Chevy, a Ford, or a Toyota, that'll cost you how much? Like an extra $10-15?
$17.95, isn't it, Jake, for the new cars now?
Yeah, I think $14.95 for
tracks. Yep.
$11.95 for cars.
Yeah,
it's something around that range. Yeah. Definitely not cheap, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, but once you own the track or the car, it's locked to your account, and as long as you maintain the subscription, you're fine. And you can actually let the subscription die out and then come back and put it back up. I stayed away for a couple of years and came back, and all my stuff was still there. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so the reasoning behind being at USA on dirt and racing dirt street stocks, it's free with the subscription, not an additional cost for the drivers, so they can come out and test out their dirt street stocks on the dirt track, and who knows who'll win tonight. We got a lot of different names in here, names that we're not typically used to seeing.
Yep. No, not at all. A few of them even professional dirt racers in their own right, which is. It's going to be fun to get a chance to race with these guys and see how it all plays out. I actually wanted to give everybody a chance before practice is winding down officially here to invite all of our viewers to come out and donate to the stream. It's getting sent right now in the chat. Or not to the stream, I'm sorry. You can donate to our cause that we're here supporting tonight, to our fundraiser. And you can also do so by taking out your phones, and you can scan that QR code right there. That'll take you directly to the page as well, or you can look in the chat. There's a link to donate there, and donations now tonight will start popping up on our stream on the bottom. And we have a goal set of $1,000, and like I mentioned, we came into tonight with 873 raised, which is incredible. Initial goal was actually only 500, Hunter, but that only took a few days.
Yeah, it only took a few days, and I don't know if there's still time for people to join in. Each driver that's in here tonight had to pay an entry fee of $5, and of course, that $5 is going towards the American Red Cross, which 100% of the proceeds will be going to. And like you mentioned, we're trying to raise over $1,000. Our goal right now, or our mark right now, is 873, but our goal is 1,000. I think we're gonna be well over that mark tonight.
Absolutely. And also, when you guys do click on that link or scan that QR code, it takes you to the website where you can see exactly who's donated and what our total is at and our goal and everything like that. And like I mentioned, it'll be popping up on stream as well tonight. So there's a few opportunities for you guys to stay up to date with everything we got going on. But nonetheless, it's already been a great night, and I'm really, really excited to keep it rolling on here with the end of practice and some heat races started and some qualifying going on.
Yeah, real quick, we have 2 minutes left. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the names on the practice sheet right now. New names to us, or new names to me, really. Cole Duggar, fastest on the chart right now. Then second is David Weishart, and Ed Robertson in third, names that we're familiar to. And then Will Witt, the number 35, he's fourth on the track. And look at one of the names we got tonight in that fifth spot. Trent Ivey is here. Love to see that. And we got Brad Slaughter Jr. in the sixth spot. Christopher Ferguson, another big name, joining us tonight for a good cause in seventh. Travis Beckner in eighth. Jake Matheson, ninth. Garrett Grant, 10th. A lot of these names new to me, but some of the names new to those that are watching. there you see right now, that's David Weishart. Weishart said doesn't like dirt racing, but he's having a blast out there. He's having fun, and he's second for a guy that really doesn't like dirt racing. And in the chat, our very own Dominic DeLeo, sup guys, have no idea what I'm doing, here for the fun and the cause. We love to see that from our drivers, especially Dominic DeLeo.
Look at the handwork that you see, David. I wish he would have shared his cockpit view at home tonight, so we can see how whipping that wheel around. You know, you got to get it sliding in there, then you're basically keeping it from coming around by whipping to the right. As you heard Lightning McQueen say, you got to turn right to turn left.
Turn right to go left.
With that Scandinavian slide is what you're talking, as you get that thing going to the left, and then it's just controlling the car from coming around.
Well, guys, practice is winding down here, so it's time to qualify. So I'm actually going to head down and get ready with a few of my buddies and get ready to go racing here tonight. But I'll be hopping back up. But I know Hunter and Harold, you guys are done a fantastic job all season long. So I'll hand it over to you guys and go put my virtual helmet on.
All right. Good luck to Jake. You see that number 3? You see it's the Dale Senior Wrangler look on there. It's the Intimidator on the back, on the top of that Weishart machine.
Yeah, it's a great look on pavement and on dirt. So we see the time winding down, and that'll do it for practice. And I actually forgot to ask Jake if we had a qualifying session, but I know we do have heats and such that we'll get into later.
2-lap qualifying, and then that'll set the heats.
Qualifying.
Yep, it'll set the heats. Yep.
Gotcha.
So
Let's take a look at our weather, presented by LiveTravelWorld.com. Clear skies tonight, 78 degrees in the air, 71 on the track, humidity at 56%. And winds from the north at 2 miles an hour. A good old friend.
You know what's funny about that is the first time we've seen the track temperature lower than the air temp, and that's due to the fact that this is dirt, and they actually put water on the track to reduce the dust. So that is why the track is cooler than the air. That
would be a reason why. And we see the three of David Weishart going out for his qualifying. As Harold mentioned, it's 2 laps to place the grid in the orders for the heats, as we'll go over those just a few moments before we get those underway. Each heat are 8 laps, and the caution laps do not count. The last chance qualifier is 10 laps, and caution laps still don't count. And everyone's trying to get to the main feature, which is 50 laps, and caution laps will indeed count. For each heat, the top 4 will advance. And for those that do not reach the top 4, there will be a last chance qualifier after the heat. So since there's, I believe we got 32 drivers, so there will be 4 heats. And after those 4 heats, we'll have the top 16 in. And the last chance qualifier, only 8 will make it to the very end. So we have 24 spots open for the main event and 32 drivers.
Yep, so we'll have to say 8. We'll have to send 8 of them home. So if you're a dirt track watcher, we've got 4 heats, a B main and an A main. The B main will set the last. We said the last 8 drivers will come out of the B main, which 16 drivers if they all stick around for the service, and that's another thing that may not happen. That's kind of how it works with the heat racing and iRacing. Is a lot of guys that get to the B main don't even drive, but we'll see. But we're going to take 24 into the main event, and we'll see how that all works. Getting close to getting everybody a lap in. There's only 2 people, Drew Trader and Travis Beckner, which Travis is out there on the track right now.
Yep, and as we see, our top 5 currently consist of Cole Duggar, Jake Matheson, Ed Robertson, James Shamewolf, and Forrest Smith rounding out that top 5.
Yeah, so you have Robertson and Shamewolf and Smith, Hallman. I mean, those are all of our guys in there, and pretty good spot. Names you hear all the time, yeah.
I believe that's Travis Beckner, who's going down, putting some laps down. The bright neon green 28 rolls off turn 2 down the backstretch.
It's a Florida paint scheme. See the side there's got the Florida and a checkered flag on it.
Coming by to complete the lap. So he's the only driver with no lap time on. Well, actually, Drew Trader is the only other
and
one.
Drew Trader is on the track now, so here's Trader, the Magic Jack, 33. Right? Actually, he came in as the 33, but he was supposed to be the 25. I wonder if somebody else came in with a number they shouldn't have, because I thought he was supposed to be the 25.
So we're looking through the lap times here. The pole position is just separated by 9/1000ths of a second, and there's actually a tie between that second place spot with Jake Matheson and Ed Robertson. Yeah, lap times really close for the top four, actually. James Shanewolf is also 15/1000ths off of the pole time. Now, that looks like a lot of what we'll be seeing tonight, Harold, because you had a chance to run a few of the practice races earlier in the weekend.
yeah, you got to see firsthand accident avoidance 101. Survival is going to be a big thing once we get into the A main. But 8 laps in just so we're clear on how scoring works. ATVO does not like caution laps not counting. And the reason being is that it reverts back to the last lap crossed, not the live position, and it kind of really jumps things around. So we'll be keeping an eye on that during the heat races, but luckily the last race will be regular. But yeah, what happens is if a caution goes out during a race where the caution laps do not count, it resets back to the last time they crossed the stripe. And this is
Here we have
our first grid. Yep.
Our first heat race.
We had 9 drivers in this one. And let me make sure we get the right grid here. And so there is our 9 grid. So we got Duggar and Smith on the inside. Row 1, Weishart, Slaughter, row 2, Wilson and Grant, row 3, Cochran and Wise in row 4, and then Gagliano in the back.
Yep, so 9 drivers in our first heat. Only the top 4 will make it, so if you're sitting in the 4th spot like Brad Slaughter is, then you're currently in, but
that's
we
the
have
bubble.
yet to take that is the bubble spot. Then all those that do not make it into the top 4 will be thrown into the last chance qualifier. This is only an 8-lap race. Caution laps will not count. The last chance qualifier is 10 laps, and cautions will also not count. But you want to be able to drive your way into the top 4 so you don't have to worry about having to make it on a last chance qualifier.
Yeah, it looks good so far. It'll be 2 laps because this is a short track. So 2 parade laps, and then we'll go.
I'm back, by the way, guys. I'm here for Heat 1. So we got good field stacked up. I'm ready to go, Hunter.
So what heat?
I'm ready to
see,
go, too.
What the heat we got for Mr. Jacob Bell? I'm trying to see what you got here. They got heat 4? Jake?
Yep, Heat 4 rolling off 5th.
Fifth,
it looks
yeah.
Like. So I'll have some work cut out for me, but hey, that's why we do this. It's going to be fun to watch these guys battle. That key spot in each heat race is going to be that 4th and final one. It could get interesting around there. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Number 81, Brad Slaughter Jr. is in that 4th spot, but he's got some competitors behind him. Hunter, he's probably going to want to take it away when we get under green flag here.
Yeah, the first heat will probably be the best heat to be in because as the heat goes on, the track stays the same, and we'll be seeing more and more people jumping up to the top of the racetrack. So very early on, that bottom will start to lose its grip, and we'll start to see people run the middle of the track and then all the way up near the wall. Don't want to get out of the cushion because then you're kind of screwed. We see them rolling through turn 3 and 4. It's Cole Duggar, and Forrest Smith on the front row, leading us to the green flag here tonight.
Good start by Duggar. He's going to take over that top spot handily over the number 84 Forrest Smith and start trying to run away with the heat lead right now. Battle for 4th between the number 81 of Brad Slaughter Jr. and I believe that's the 18 of Dalton Wilson down there on the inside who took the position away. The Yoo-Hoo car is in the show for the moment.
You saw there in the back, that was Billy Wise that got caught in the wall going through turns 1 and 2. He's currently running that 8th spot, but so far it's Cole Duggar leading for the moment with Forrest Smith, David Weishart, and Dalton Wilson holding on to that 4th spot for the moment. He's actually looking to move up on David Weishart.
Yeah,
side by side in the 3.
Wilson seems really fast right now in that 18 car. He's
Ooh,
working
contact.
Oh,
a little bit of contact is going to knock Weishart up to the high lane. Weishart's going to have to get back into the throttle to avoid hitting that cushion and going over it. He'll do so, and he'll hold on fourth as they enter lap number 4 of lap number 3 now of our 8-lap heat.
feels like I'm calling Thursday nights again. We got Weishart, Grant, and Brad Slaughter all battling for position.
Yeah.
Yeah, Weishart, he's in a tough spot now because Garrett Grant's that first car out, that red number 5 that you see right behind him. And I don't think Garrett Grant wants to have to earn his way through the LCQ, so he might not be afraid to put the bumper to his old teammate there.
We might see it.
Got to get
Very
there
well
first,
could see
though.
it. Yeah.
As you see, Weishart's working on the 18, the Yoo-hoo there.
Could always go for a good yoo-hoo every now and then. So he's looking underneath. Doesn't look like he'll have the edge on him for the moment, but he's holding on that 4th spot.
They're all pretty much holding the same line. Don't really see anybody coming out of that group. Now we see Weishart looking to go to the high line to see if he can get something out of that tops line. As he's going to be under attack by Garrett Grant. Now, oh, he hits the wall.
Oh.
It's going to open up. Whoa, and he's going to come down on Garrett Grant.
It's going to be an awkward entry there for the 3 of Weishart.
Weishart's like, I'm not giving this position up. You're going to fight me for it.
Well, it looks like Garrett Grant's putting up a good fight for it. He's got the inside line as they head into turn 1. Even to make contact. Up the track goes the 3 of Weishart, 81 of Slaughter, getting a little piece of it. And Garrett Grant runs away with 4th.
That's exactly what Garrett Grant wanted, right? Now he's going to be in that 4th spot. He's going to have to try to survive for 2 more laps, but now it's going to be between Weishart and Slaughter for that 5th spot, and who's going to start on pole in the LCQ.
2 laps to go here.
Don't know if anyone's got anything for that 5 of Garrett Grant, although Brad Slaughter is still trying to edge out in front of the 3 of Weishart there for that 5th spot. And you mentioned it, Jake. The person who finishes 5th in this heat will be on the pole for the last chance qualifier. They come across the stripe, 1 lap to go here in heat number 1. Cole Duggars led it the whole way. Forrest Smith in 2nd, Dalton Wilson in 3rd, and then that 4th spot still up for grabs as Weishart is in front of Brad Slaughter for the 5th spot. Although they're still door to door, so cool, calm, and collected for the 5 of Garrett Grant. There you see our leader there, Cole Duggar. Haven't talked much about him all night. That's because he's been up front, and he wins heat number 1.
Cole Duggar is going to run away with it, and it looks like Weishart's going to slide in front of Slaughter for the 5th and final top 5 spot, but that doesn't really matter. The top 4 are going to be the ones who transfer in. Cole Duggar, Forrest Smith, Dalton Wilson, and Garrett Grant advance to the feature event. David Weishart, Brad Slaughter Jr., and the rest of our results are going to have to make their way through the last chance qualifier as we're already ready for heat number 2 here. Hunter, take it away.
Yeah, but heat number 2, you got Jake Matheson on the front row with Tyler Hallman. 2nd row, we got Christopher Ferguson, a big name there. And shout out Dawson Miller, also in that 2nd row. Then in row number 3, it's Keegan Bush and Blair Patterson. And in the last row, we got Matthew Robinson and Rick Ward. Boy, not used to seeing Matthew Robinson there towards the back. He's typically up front every time I see him race.
Well, maybe he's got his go-kart scheme on there and he got the same horsepower maybe from the go-kart machine as well. But cool-looking ride for Matthew Robinson in the 41, but he's going to have to roll off from 7th and try to get inside that crucial top 4 spot. Right now, Dawson Miller is actually going to be our bubble driver that we'll have to keep an eye on. But up front, Matheson and Hallman will lead us to green next time around. We actually get 2 pace laps here like Harold touched on in the last heat race. So go ahead and let us know in the chat, who's your guys' pick right now for heat number 2? We got only 8 laps to settle it out, so it's going to go by quick, and we'll get to see who proves to be the correct answer with Tyler Hallman, a great choice. How about Chris Ferguson rolling off 3rd? I think a lot of fans are familiar with his World Outlaw late model, Lucas Oil late model series experience, so Ferguson could be somebody to watch out for, as they call him Fergie a lot as well. So we'll have to see where he ends up, starting 3rd here in heat number 2.
So, yeah, looking through, I believe we hit our goal of $1,000 already. Looking, I'm on our American Red Cross link that we'll have in the chat, and it says raise 1,000. We got quite a bit of names here that have donated quite a bit, including Keegan Bush of $50. One Mind to Design, also $50. Dawson Miller, $56. Jacob Bell, you also did $77. Brad Slaughter, $81. Audible Entertainment with $100, and Tyler Hallman with $200. Very generous donations. Couldn't thank you guys enough for making this possible. Heat number 2 underway.
And Jake Matheson, this time, he's going to get the great start, and he's going to try to clear Tyler Hallman. We'll have to keep an eye on Dawson Miller, that orange number 56 machine, holding on to the 4th spot as they race off of turn 2 down the back straightaway here on lap number 1.
Yeah, already this looked like the top 4 were in a pack for the moment, but we got some slipping and sliding going on for that 5th spot. Matthew Robinson's already up in the 5th.
Yeah, starting on the bottom proved to be an advantage for him. Of course, this track's going to keep wearing out, where that middle's going to get so slick. There's only going to be 2 options to run. It's going to be up against the wall, and the other option's going to be way down in the grass. So right now, though, they're still able to use that middle just a little bit as they enter here through turn 3 and 4. Chris Ferguson's actually going to make the move up to the 2nd spot around Tyler Hallman.
Yeah, I was just going to point on that. He's the car there on the inside. He's got the preferred line for the moment of the spot as they go into turn 1. There'll be some contact back there between Keegan Bush and Blair Patterson, but nonetheless, still going straight. Have yet to see a yellow tonight for incident. Caution laps do not count, so the yellow, I don't think, well, wait, would a yellow come out?
Yes, the yellow will come out.
It would.
Yep, cautions in our heats and our last chance qualifiers. So far, so clean for everybody. That seems to kind of be the trends for the heat races. Last chance qualifiers, though, not so much.
No, I don't think there'll be any clean cars after maybe the leader after that one. So there you see on the screen the 56 of Dawson Miller holding on to that 4th spot. Remember, only the top 4 advance, and if you're Matthew Robinson, you want to get in front of that 56 so you don't have to worry about beating the fenders off another car to make it in. As we nearly had contact there, or we did have contact, nearly a spin for 2nd. Ferguson and Hallman still going at it for 2nd. Hallman trying to put up a fight on the bottom, but the leader, Jake Matheson, running away.
You're starting to see that slick build up now in that center of each corner. So, like we were talking before the broadcast, we were talking with Jake, and he's saying how that very much makes that middle section undrivable. And you see a lot of these guys just taking to the high line where they get their front tires in there, but they keep the power on the outside of that slick up high.
Yeah, and that'll continue to build up throughout the heat races. But then when we get into the feature, it's going to be like a virtual water truck's going to come out there and grade the track up a little bit and reset it some. Not much, but it'll be reset a little bit to allow that middle to be a little bit drivable for the first few laps of our feature race. But then after that, it's going to be right back up to the high side of the racetrack. Right now, though, still working a little bit of the middle. You see 2nd place Chris Ferguson actually running the bottom through turn 1 and 2 and getting a decent drive off. But I don't see much competition, Hunter, for our 4th and final transfer spot.
No, not as much as the first tee, and it's a bit of a reliever to the driver in 4th, Dawson Miller currently. As we come off turn 4, the white flag is in the air for heat number 2 here at USA. It's all been Jake Matheson, although the 2nd spot's been swapped quite a few times between Christopher Ferguson and Tyler Hallman. And not too much battling going on for that 4th spot. Dawson Miller's held it on for quite some time. So there's the flagman. You're going to see the white flag turn into a checkered flag right here. So they roll off turn number 4. Jake Matheson wins heat number 2. Christopher Ferguson, Tyler Hallman, and Dawson Miller advance to the main event.
And then we're going to have to watch Matthew Robinson, Blair Patterson, Keegan Bush, and Rick Ward, our final 4 finishers, are going to head to the LCQ and have to try to finish top 8 in that race to advance. So I believe that'll have 16 drivers in that, and we'll have to get to that a little bit later on. But right now, we got Heat 3 starting to grid up on our racetrack here. The lights are starting to turn on. The sun's starting to go down at Virtual USA Dirt Track, and Heat 3 is actually gridding up as we speak.
All right, looks like we got the guys out here now. We have Robertson on the inside, Ivy on the outside. Inside row 2 is Beckner. Outside him is Mr. Ferguson. And Drew Trader in the 33. Inside row 3, Lucas on the outside, 99. DeLeo and Patterson will be that final row, row 4, for heat race 3.
And Dom DeLeo and Mark Patterson rolling off from row 4. They're actually teammates in our Swift Lifestyle Pro Series. They both race for Vizicas Motorsports and weren't too confident in their dirt ability. It looked like Mark Patterson actually had some real life dirt racing and street stocks experience. So cool for him. And we'll have to see if that number 51 is going to be able to come from the 8th starting spot here in Heat 3. He actually painted up his dirt car on here exactly how his street stock looked in real life. So pretty neat to see that 51 back out here. And of course, his inside Dominic DeLeo, a couple members of our pro series that races every Monday night. But up front, it's going to be
Dom's
Ed
got
Robertson.
he's got my paint scheme.
Yeah, there you go. He's got the, I believe that's autism awareness paint scheme.
Yeah, it's the same one I use. I have an autistic daughter, and I do some stuff with autism. So that's the puzzle piece Superman on there that I use a lot. And I think you were following behind me a little bit in one of the practice races. Yeah, you got to see it quite a bit. There's a Wawa up front.
Yeah, about Hunter, we got the 64 Ed Robertson.
Oh boy, what a sight to see! Just when you think you're away from it at all, it follows you even into the virtual world.
Starting 4th, by the way, that's not Chris Ferguson again. That's Jason Ferguson, number 129. So we got 2 sets of Fergusons. I'm sure that'll be easy for Hunter to cipher through for our feature event.
Well, the number 129 is actually in the pits. He's not on the racetrack.
Ah, that's right. Whoa. So he's going to have to try to hope for maybe a yellow flag here in heat number 2. But up front, Trent Ivey in the 88. He's going to roll off from the outside. Another one of those late model racers from the real world. So cool to see him joining us as well.
I'll say, don't forget, we got Dale Jr. in this race. Dale Lucas Jr. in this race tonight. Going to be keeping an eye on him. And just to point out, the Ed Robertson paint scheme, that's the vintage Wawa 64, as you see. I actually wear the vintage Wawa uniform. One of the lone employees at my store that wears it, but I prefer the retro look, and I like the look that's on that Ed Robertson machine as he leads us to green for heat number 3 with Trent Ivey on the front row.
So far, it looks like the inside's been the preferred place to start. Every heat, the guy who started on pole has taken the top spot. We'll have to see if that stays the same for the feature once that inside becomes pretty worn out. Right now, though, the number 129 of, the 129 is actually in the pits. It's actually the 88 we see on the outside there, Trent Ivey trying to work the top.
I was going to say, that 129, he started 4th, or was going to start 4th, but he did not make it. A little bit of an issue there. So
run for Ivy on the top. He got all the way to the outside of our race leader going into turn 1.
I'll say that opened up the door for Drew Trader to make it into the main event. He's actually 7th. Never mind. That is
Dale
the 99
Lucas.
of Dale Lucas Jr. Yeah. Dale Jr. in the 99. He's currently holding our last spot to transfer.
Yeah, our top 4 are kind of in their own little pack, so it looks like it might be another case of not a lot to worry about for that final transfer spot. But Dale Jr., the 99 there, holding on to it. Looks like we might have 3 wide action for the lead. Travis Beckner going through the middle.
Fastest lap was Beckner.
They're 3 wide in the back. You got their own little form of pack racing going on for that 5th spot.
High line is definitely coming in, though, as we see.
Absolutely.
The top, those guys on the top getting the better run off, and there goes Mr. Ivey to the front.
Yeah, Trent Ivey taking over the lead, using the top. Travis Beckner trying to follow through for 2nd. For the moment, he's going to ride in that 3rd spot and still working the bottoms. Ed Robertson down low in the 64. He's hanging on for everything he's got down low.
Yeah, Ed Robertson, a really, really fun driver to look at on Mondays and Thursday nights. Holding on to his own on the bottom there from Trent Ivey on the outside.
Looking like halfway through the event, still no change for our top 4 drivers. Outside of that, it's Drew Trader who's running 5th, so he would be the 3rd starting spot in the LCQ, but still not enough to get inside that top 4 to directly transfer to the feature. Right now, the high side definitely the spot to be. Ed Robertson now losing another spot to Travis Beckner.
We're going to see that carry on throughout the rest of the night in there, not only in our heats or our last chance qualifier, but our main event also. More cars will start to run on the outside as that will become the preferred groove like it is right now. That 2nd spot up for grabs. Robertson on the bottom trying to hold off from Travis Beckner. And up front running away with it is Trent Ivey for the moment.
Robinson really making that low line work, though. Grab the grass to keep himself in contention for the 2nd spot.
Still rolling on that outside as the majority of the field. Robertson's still finding some grip there on the bottom to keep him in the battle for second with Beckner, although that's not going to hold up much longer.
You just can't power it off.
Yeah, I was going to say, we love to see the aggression in the battles here, but you don't want to make too much, want to risk it too much just to move up another spot, because you spin yourself out, and that could cost you spot into the main event, and then you'll be down in the last chance qualifier. But we see, so we are on the, I believe we're on the white flag lap.
Yep.
We are indeed on the white flag lap, so everyone in the top 4 will make it. A last-ditch effort from Travis Beckner on the bottom. Doesn't look like it'll be enough. It'll be side-by-side battle to the line, but Trent Ivey's going to win heat number 3. Travis Beckner, Ed Robertson, and Dale Lucas will move on to the main event.
Trader Patterson.
Trader, Mark Patterson, Dominic DeLeo, and Jason Ferguson will all be in the last chance qualifier, trying to make it into our main event. And now we look to heat number 4, our last heat of the night before the last chance qualifier, and our very own Jacob Bell is in that heat. So we still have your starting lineup from heat number 4, or heat number 3, excuse me, waiting on the heat number 4 lineup to show up on our screen and refresh itself, and there it is. So it looks like we got on our front row, it's going to be James Shane Wolf leading off on the inside, and then to his outside, you got number 35 of Witt. Looking through, is that Reddick Trackman?
Reddick Tackman.
Tackman, sorry, my end is flare. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Yeah, row number 2, Rick Reddick Tackman and Scott Bittinger in the second row. Our third row consists of Jacob Bell, our very own, and then Bryce Senesac in the 09. And then in the fourth row, Daniel Pearson and Nick Hunt. So that will be your, that'll be your running order for the 4th heat of the night.
Well, it looks right now like Shane Wolf has not made it to the grid. Not sure.
Very interesting to see, and that'll open up the door for a 4th spot to be up for grabs. Because he was going to be your pole sitter.
He had a manual disconnection. He just connected, so we'll see if he's able to get into this. But yeah. But
something we'll have to keep our eye on.
Yeah.
Looking through Ask Shane Wolf to get me a Wawa paint just for you guys. Well, we appreciate it, and I appreciate the vintage look.
So that's going to put Jake in the 3rd spot and the 69 in the 4th spot, because everybody moves up on that inside line because Shane Wolf's not out there. So we have 7 cars on the racetrack as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here as the pace car gets us out of the turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, so that will push the 3rd place car of Rick Reddick Tagman. Will now be your pole sitter, and he will lead us to the green flag for the 4th heat of the night. A little bit of aggression there as they head into turn 1. Going to see drivers wanting to get on that outside as quick as they can.
So there's the bubble car, the 069 of Bettinger. And the 17 sliding hard, coming off that inside line. Woo, he is definitely sliding on. That's Daniel Pearson, one of our drivers.
Daniel Pearson. He was slipping and sliding there on that bottom, and there you see it. Everybody running that outside, and it's all a matter of who's going to be able to get that run off the corner, as it looks like the 2nd place car of Will Witt, looking on the inside of Reddick Tackman for that lead. So side-by-side through turns 3 and 4. And we got a battle for 3rd back here between Jacob Bell and Scott Bittinger. Bittinger will head back in the line and then make another move to the inside through turns 1 and 2. And he just ran the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, so he's a man on a mission.
Jacob Bell trying to keep himself into the A main straight off here. And he's got the high line. He's got that car hooked up for the outside line. Him in the 67. But Will Witt looks like he's got the power on the low side.
Yeah, still a side-by-side battle up here for the front between Witt and Reddick Tackman. They're still door to door. That 5th place car in the back, Bryce Senesac, he's got some ground to make up if he wants to make it. There's the Jacob Bell on the bumper of Reddick Tackman for that the lead, or for the top spot on the outside, excuse me.
Will Witt is definitely grabbing that grass to keep himself underneath the slick, doing a really good job of running that low line, and he's going to take the lead.
Well, a little bit of a scare there for Bittinger. Loose there coming off turn 2, but nonetheless he has a big enough gap to where he get a little loose and hold on to that 4th spot, but you don't want to spin the car out. There's a battle for the 5th spot in the back between Senesac and Pearson. Nick Hunt holding that 7th spot down. This is the most I've seen battle for the lead in any of our heats.
Doing a good job. That 35 is really showing that the low line still has grip.
There's Scott Bittinger ripping it on that outside.
Ooh, 67.
And now a
Oh!
little loose contact is made between Bell and Tackman. Bittinger's got to go low. Thankfully, they had a big enough gap to where they could do that and not lose too much track position. But a bit of a scare there as they were coming off turn 4.
67 got up into the wall, came back down on the 77 is what happened there. And it's kind of, you were watching, you know, when you're doing the practice races, you came and watched it. This is the accident avoidance you're talking about. Once you're in that slide, there's really not a lot you can do, as we got 1 to go here.
Yep, 1 to go for heat number 4. A 3-wide battle for the 2nd spot with Bittinger on the bottom, Bell in the middle, and Tackman up top. As there's contact made between Bell and Bittinger. He nearly wrecked again, coming off turn 2. Through 3 and 4 for the final time, it'll be Will Witt getting the win. Rick Reddick Tackman 2nd. 3rd is Jacob Bell, and making it in is the 69, or the 069 of Scott Bittinger. And then Daniel Pearson, Bryce Senesac, and Nick Hunt will transfer into the last chance qualifier with James Shanewoolf. Hopefully he can make it into the main event. Boy, oh boy, I've never seen so much contact being made during a heat race. That's contact you expect to see in our last chance qualifier, which we have for you. So we got 17 drivers here. Let's go ahead and give you your running order. David Weissar, Matthew Robinson on the front row. Row number 2, Drew Trader, Bryce Senesac. Row 3, Brad Slaughter, Blair Patterson. Row number 4, Mark Patterson and Daniel Pearson. Row 5, Sean Corcoran and Keegan Bush. Then we'll find row number 6, Dominic DeLeo and Nick Hunt. 7th row will be Dean Gagliano and Rick Ward. 8th row, Jason Ferguson and James Shanewoolf. And the last row, Billy Wise. So 17 drivers in. Oh.
It looks like Shane Wolf hasn't made it in this one either. So I'm not sure what happened to Shane Wolf. So 16 cars on the track to get. So half of these guys will make it to the A main. The other half will go into the trailer.
They will go into the infield and watch from up top in the infield. But yes, the top 8 will advance. This is a 10-lap last chance qualifier. No caution laps will count if there were for a yellow to come out. We haven't seen one come out.
All right, you need to stop talking like that.
And we'll have a caution fest here in a moment.
As Jake was saying, we were doing the LCQ when we were doing this one of the practices, and it's like we get a lap in, and that's it, and then they don't count. So you're like, we're gonna run out of fuel, and you can't refuel these cars. So iRacing does not allow dirt track cars to be refueled.
Yeah, but as you guys see in the chat below is a link where you can donate to the American Red Cross, and donation will pop up on the screen, and there will be a list of people who have donated amongst you, and you can see how much they donated, and every donation is appreciated, and we appreciate you guys tuning in tonight for a good cause, just looking to have a good time and raise some money for the American Red Cross and for those affected by the deadly tornadoes and thunderstorms throughout the Midwest, including Kentucky. So the pace truck is going to pull into pit road. The last chance qualifier about to get underway here. David Weishart, Matthew Robinson leading the way. Only the top 8 advance. Who will make it? 10 laps.
Weishart wisely getting up to the top line as soon as he can get there. Trader all the way into Weishart off that bottom line, and the contact, more contact.
Yeah, we got cars off in turn 2, one on the apron. We're still green flag for the moment, but I mean,
slaughtered at the front though.
An absolute send from Trader.
Full send. And
Slaughter's gonna come up.
He comes up on Brad Slaughter.
That's gonna be a recipe for disaster.
Wow.
Slaughter's in the grass.
22
we got
spun
cars spinning
around.
on the front stretch. I mean, this is
Caution is out.
Carnage. The caution has come out, and Harold, I think I had something to do with it.
Yeah.
We still got wrecking after the yellow's out. We got the 51 car spinning. That's Mark Patterson going around, but boy, since the top of the green flag, nothing but contact. I mean, that is just absolute chaos here. Only the top 8 advance, and these drivers showing how much they want it.
Yeah, definitely people sliding all over the place, and we're going to let this thing settle its way out. Slaughter is being shown as your leader. Well, yeah. It's like I said, see how I told you about my ATVO is going to be jumping all over the place? Because it does not like this. Because we're going to get everything settled back in, and we'll figure it out here in the TED.
Yeah, Drew Trader and Brad Slaughter definitely had quite an issue there coming off turn 4, and it looked like they were about to get rammed from behind by the rest of the field that was coming in a hurry.
So apparently, iRacing says we got 1 lap in, which Weishart led, and Drew Trader second, and this is how we're lined up. So it basically at the end of lap 1 is how we're being reset to start lap number 2.
That's something interesting that we'll have to keep an eye on.
It's the typical dirt track rules. It goes back to the last time they crossed the start-finish line. Unless you can be relegated to the back if you spun out, but usually it's you get people in the right spot here.
So, as we mentioned before, caution laps will not count. The top 8 will make it. So currently,
Shane Wolf's back.
For to end. Oh, Shane Wolf is back. So Shane Wolf looking like he's going to get a lap back.
Yep, they waited around the pace car so he could be on this lap. Should be on this lap.
So James Shane Wolf looking like he'll be on the lead lap here as we come across trying to complete lap number 2. Only 1 lap completed so far. Had chaos as soon as the green flag dropped. But as we mentioned, this is a race where only the top 8 advance. So Nick Hunt currently holding on to that 8th and final transfer spot for the moment with Dominic DeLeo in 9th. Keep an eye on him. He might make a late charge to get inside the top 8.
Squeak it in there.
Yeah,
Sneaky.
He might try it.
That's right.
So the pace truck's about to pull in, and David Weishart and Drew Trader will lead the field to green once more. Very interesting to see Weishart choosing the bottom.
He's going to slide right up in front of Drew Trader, though. We'll start us over. Drew Trader, remember last time, got him.
Contact
3
on the
cars.
bottom. It's Slaughter.
DeLeo, Slaughter.
Slaughter
spinning, and this caution is out.
Turn 2. And we got more carnage. Oh, we got a car on its side here on the backstretch. So there you got the 34, and he's actually upside down. Look, that's Rick Ward, who's stuck on his roof. I mean, that was Rick Ward. Absolute carnage there coming through turn 2. They just bottlenecked on the bottom, and it continued down the backstretch as there was more contact, which included the 34 of Rick Ward upside down. So quite the chaos once again. I think the field's going to reset in the order that they came in for the restart.
It looks like it's going to pretty much go right back to where it was all over again.
And you know what they say, cautions breed cautions.
And Rick Ward sitting on pit lane. Shane Wolf here with us. Shows Shane Wolf down a lap, but still.
So as you mentioned, Harold, the field resets to the last lap completed. So believe we would see the field line back up in the order they were in before they took the green flag, unless you were a car that spun out, and that includes the 81 of Brad Slaughter.
Yep.
Because he would have restarted 5th if that were the case, but he spun out. And there was another driver that spun out. Looked like not only Rick Ward, but it looked like, would say Dean Gagliano. Yep. Dean Gagliano spun out also, so he is starting in the back. The field's doubling up, meaning we'll go green next time by.
Yeah, we're going to try this again. We're only trying to get to 10 laps, guys. Just 10. Just trying to get to 10.
For some, that may be too much to ask for.
and then we got 50 to do after this one.
Yeah, but caution laps will count in that one, so you don't want to be too aggressive.
Yeah,
Then you'll start to lose time.
Yeah, this just reminds me of, being a Friday night, as it is a Friday night, at the local dirt track.
Yep, always love to see it. Friday night lights. So we are under the lights here in USA International. The field going green once again, courtesy of David Weishart, as he got a big jump there on the outside. I don't know where to keep an eye on because we've seen them make contact for the lead. Looks like we might have some action going on towards the back. They're almost 4 wide there coming out turn 2. Weishart
got a good jump, though, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good lead on Drew Trader.
Cole Duggar kind of talked to the drivers in chat, letting them know about those are the guys that are mainly oval guys. They're looking at the scoring and freaking out about where they're at and stuff. He's just like, it'll update, once you get going green again, and trying to keep everybody calm. This is good.
Looking back there, Keegan Bush currently holds that 8th and final transfer spot. Got Dominic DeLeo ahead of him, and Brad Slaughter in the 9th spot, trying to get past the Bush machine.
41 of Matthew Robinson, from what I understand, is modeled after a dirt cart. We're going to look at the
Very
paints.
interesting.
Somebody's actual dirt cart car, which is something I got to see in Shellhammer up in PA. Little 8th mile dirt track outside of Reading. Patterson up into the
Brad
wall.
Slaughter
Or
just
Slaughter
got
up in the wall. I thought that was Patterson.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Slaughter just smacked the wall there. And I think if you're Dominic DeLeo, you want to get
Dominic DeLeo just got
you do not want to hit the Bush machine. You want to get up top. Quite a bit of contact there. You saw the rear of the car jump up in the air, and more contact being made.
Slammed somebody in the wall. Oh, turned him.
Oh, we got a major wreck here on the backstretch. Major wreck. Caution's out once again. Boy, oh boy, it looked like that was
Started
Nick
with
Hunt in the 0-0.
And they
Dominic
pushed
DeLeo
Dominic DeLeo
involved
around.
also?
Yeah.
Absolute chaos, and that was towards the transfer spot. So everyone's giving it their all, trying to get the preferred line and stay in front of one another. So looks like Brad Slaughter, Dominic DeLeo, Nick Hunt were involved in that incident.
And number 3 showing the way still.
Yeah, clean, smooth sailing so far for David Weishart since that lap 1 dive bomb from Drew Trader. He's holding on to that 2nd spot. 3rd is Bryce Senesac. 4th is the 91 of Blair Patterson. And in the 5th spot, Matthew Robinson.
See, in dirt racing, they don't call it a dive bomb. They call it a slide job.
I like to call those Louisiana dive bombs because it's a big old send that you're risking for the biscuit.
Yeah, and in dirt racing, they tend to do a lot more of that, where they basically run it in hot and basically hope that they clear the front of your car, and then they slow the car coming off the corner, and it forces you to either evade low or slow the car down, and so putting a slide job in.
So it looks like Rick Ward is indeed done for the night. He was upside down after one of our cautions.
Now, we do not have fast repairs in Aria, and that's kind of part of the problem with that. I mean, him being upside down, I'm sure he had a lot of issues with that car.
So the pace lights are going to go out on the pace truck, meaning we'll go green flag racing next time by. Only got 4 laps remaining here. Now our last chance qualifier for the main event. Only the top 8 make it, and currently looks like, is that Billy Wise?
I'm showing right now I'm showing DeLeo right now, but we'll see if when it updates. But I see one I see it's Shane Wolf is what I'm seeing on track right now.
Interesting to note that they're going to restart single file.
Yep.
So the pace truck pulls in, and we got green flag racing here. 4 more laps in our last chance qualifier.
We're gonna jump back to the 8 there.
Good look.
Shane Wolf, and Shane Wolf is in.
Is that Shane Wolf?
14,
Shane Wolf and
in
Brad
the 14 that audible, and Slaughter on his outside with a 00 of Nick Hunt in front of him. And look at Shane Wolf getting all the way down, and there's that slide job in front of the 00.
That gets crossed over right there.
Yeah, you got to make a choice. You're gonna do the cross, or are you gonna just stay in behind? Slaughter going to the inside now, inside of the 00, up into the 14, and the wall.
Shane Wolf right in the wall. Shane Wolf right in the catch fence.
Wow, it's still green.
Still green flag racing, but unbelievable. James Shane Wolf reenacting Herbie fully loaded, riding the wall in the catch fence in turn 1 and 2. Absolute chaos. Now we go back up to the battle for the 8th and final transfer spots. The white flag's out already. 1 more lap here in the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, Billy Weiss currently holding that 8th spot with Daniel Pearson behind him. Looks like Red Bull.
As they come off turn 4, the winner of the last chance qualifier is going to be David Weishart. But as we look in the back, no chance whatsoever for Daniel Pearson to get up and into that 8th spot. The last car making it will be Billy Wise in the 50. He advances into the main event. Here's your finishing results. David Weishart, Drew Trader, Matthew Robinson, Bryce Senesac, Blair Patterson, Brad Slaughter, Nick Hunt, and Billy Wise will all advance to the main event. Those not making it include Daniel Pearson, Keegan Bush, Mark Patterson, Dominic DeLeo, Dean Gagliano, Jason Ferguson, Sean Corcoran, James Shane Wolf, and Rick Ward. Boy, a tough break there for Shane Wolf. Just an aggressive send there on the bottom from Brad Slaughter, and one thing led to another, and then next thing you know, Shane Wolf is right in the catch fence.
All right, there's a 2-minute warm-up period for these guys now to come out onto the racetrack.
It's a 2-minute warm-up, and as we mentioned before, the link is in the chat to donate to the American Red Cross. Now would be a good time to do it since there's a 2-minute hold.
So we'll be getting ready to go here with 24 drivers. Going to do battle for 50 laps.
Oh, wait. I'm using this time to try and donate myself and having a little bit of an issue saying my email is invalid, which that is not the case. My email is real.
You have an invalid email. Well, they're just playing around on pit lane. So we'll just watch pit lane for, like, interesting. They're doing donuts on pit lane. They're practicing winning.
Well, as I'm going ahead and making my donation right now.
All right. So I guess Jake didn't know.
Our new goal is $1,500, and we are only $400 away from that.
Very good. All right. Let's grid them.
Yeah, let's go ahead and grid them here. Tonight we have our 50-lap main event, which will be led by Cole Duggar in the front row, along with Jake Matheson. Row number 1. Row 2 will have Trent Ivey and Will Witt. Row 3 will be Forrest Smith and Christopher Ferguson. Row 4, Travis Beckner and Rick Tackman. Row 5, Dalton Wilson and Tyler Hallman.
And row 6, Robertson and Jacob Bell. Inside row 7 is Mr. Grant and Dawson Miller on his outside. Lucas Jr., Dale Jr., and Bittinger will be in row number 8. David Weishart, Drew Trader, who are doing battle in the LCQ, will both be on row 9. Row 10 will be Robinson and Senesac.
Oh, and then row number 10, we got Blair Patterson and Brad Slaughter. Then we got Nick Hunt and Billy Wise in row number 12.
You guys are
Well, you wanted the best. You got him for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. This is Area iRacing at USA. I gave it my best. So we'll get a good look at the cars doing a 4-wide salute here. That's a cool shot. That is absolutely nuts. Just an unbelievable view that is. Thank you to everyone tuning in and everyone that's made it out tonight to watch and to participate in this event. Couldn't be anywhere without you guys. So we broadcast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, and wanted to do whatever we could to help out the community of Kentucky and the other states involved. Putting on a good show for you tonight. Hoping to raise some more money. And we'll get our main event here shortly. So drivers now starting to grid up into their starting position. I don't know if we should jinx anyone for who we think's going to win. Really, I mean, everyone would like to win, obviously, but nothing on the line here. No points, no money. The only money will be going to the American Red Cross.
Yeah, that Miller Lite car is going to be a handful. That's Trent Ivey. He's definitely got everything going on here. He is the car to beat. So it looks like we are actually green.
I didn't see the flagman wave. He looked like he was
pacing?
doing the mannequin challenge. They're
weird.
still.
It's weird
Yeah,
because
this is very weird.
Because it's like they want to go green, but there's the truck. Okay, it's like they're racing like it's green, but it's not green. They're starting to freak me out. There you go. We're on the pace car now. There you go. All right, good. Okay, everybody's good. But I was trying to say it's like Trent Ivey's got a 5,430 I rating. Everybody else right around the 2,000 marks, and Cole Duggar, another one that's up there, kind of decently high.
Well, Trent Ivey is one of the more notable guys in the field for his dirt racing on the track and not just in iRacing. So very cool to see him and Christopher Ferguson come out for tonight's event. Really putting on a good cause and just here to have some fun.
Yep, everybody come out and have fun. We did a really good job with the donations. They're still coming in. We're going to do 50 laps. Caution laps will count this time. And we're going to see who can bring home the bragging rights of winning Aria iRacing's Kentucky Relief event, the Relief 50 laps.
Yep, 50 laps here, and that's going to be led by our pole sitter Cole Duggar and Jake Matheson on the front row. 50 laps here tonight at USA. Green flag in the air. Underway going into turn 1.
And number 11, Cole Duggar, off to a good start here. You see the track has been reset. So we had our virtual track maintenance being done in intermission between the LCQ and the feature. So we're in the A main here with number 11 running out to the early lead with Jake Matheson right behind him and Trent Ivey in that Miller Lite car, the number 88.
Yeah, when we see there back at the battle, it's a 4th spot up for grabs between Forrest Smith and Travis Beckner. So Beckner is on the bottom there in the bright green number 28. He's going to take the 4th spot from Forrest Smith. Got some side-by-side action going on back here. One of those being the 35 of Will Witt. Currently running in the 8th spot. He's got drivers 3 wide behind him for the 9th and 10th and 11th spot.
Trent Ivey, fastest car on the racetrack at 26.7.
Yep, Trent Ivey's jumped up to 2nd, and he's looking at that bumper of Jake Matheson. So Cole Duggar's fall back to 3rd. You see on your screen here, Ed Robertson in the 64. Looking underneath Tyler Hallman in the 52, battle for the 10th spot. So right in front of them is the Yoo-Hoo machine of the number 18, Dalton Wilson. And Jake Madison just ran the fastest lap of the race. He realized he has Trent Ivy right behind him. Oh, Trent Ivy got spun around. Collecting into the 84 of Forrest Smith. Caution's going to come out. And remember, caution laps do count here. Interesting to see if we can get a replay to see what happened with Trent Ivy. So he was running in the second spot, and don't know if he got loose and jumped. I don't know if there's a cushion early enough in the race. Let's take a look at our one to go replay here. As you see in the number 88.
Oh, the 11 comes up.
He got hit there on the inside, and man, nowhere to go for Forrest Smith. So you see drivers slowing down, trying to avoid hitting the cars, stopped on the racetrack. So Cole Duggar with a bend on the bottom, going there into turn 1 on the 88 of Trent Ivy. Spun around, then collecting the 84 of Forrest Smith. That brings out our first caution of the night.
That didn't take long.
No, it did not. I honestly expected the yellow to come later, not earlier in our main event, but very early on. Who knows? Maybe the 88 of Trent Ivy can catch up and take the lead away from Jake Matheson, who Matheson ran the fastest lap as soon as he saw that Trent Ivy was in second and on his bumper. So we see
Trent Ivy is in
23. Yep.
Went to pit there, so or he went down pit lane, I guess.
Down pit lane to service some repairs to the car. Did have contact. 84 Forrest Smith. Did he go down pit road?
No,
No, he did not.
The 88 did though.
88 went down pit road. Forrest Smith did not. And pace lights are off, meaning we'll be going green next time around. Starting to make up new words here as we go along. So Jake Matheson will choose the inside line with Cole Duggar on the outside, Travis Beckner in third, Christopher Ferguson fourth, and then that top 5 spot is held by Rick Reddick-Tackman in the 67. So you're seeing the names on the left side of the screen throughout the field, not just including the top 10, but 11th through 20th, and then the last 4 spots. Pace truck makes the hard left turn on the pit road, and we're green once again at USA.
Have our drone working here, our drone camera operator, giving us a pretty good view of the whole track. 3 wide for the lead.
View of Beckner going down low, trying to get the lead from the 23 of Matheson. He's not going to be able to do it, although they are still door-to-door, going through 3 and 4.
Oh, contact 18 and 52 Hallman. Down the, oh, Ed Robinson. Hold on, Ed.
As that's going on in the back, Cole Duggar's moved into the lead with the 23 of Matheson, trying to get around on the outside. Got the 01 there on the bottom. Believe that's Ferguson.
That's Ferguson.
Christopher Ferguson.
It's being scored as a 22, but he's a 01 on his car.
So Christopher Ferguson holding on to third, trying to get up to second. So we see some contact being made in the back there between Garrett Grant. Ferguson there still looking low as Beckner's trying to, Matheson's trying to get up high. Beckner's back in 5th.
There's Weishart moving up. Look at that.
And Jacob Bell moving up. Moving up into the top 10.
Weishart came out of the LCQ area, so that's... And Garrett Grant as well, if I remember right.
So you got some side-by-side action going on just in front of those guys. Drivers starting to slip and slide, find which lane suits them best. We'll see most run the top. Got some close 3-wide action here.
Robinson diving that sucker spot in there. Robinson just loves that low line. Hopefully he can get it working for him.
Yeah, Robertson loves that low line also as he's trying to make up some ground there on the bottom. Got some 3-wide action here going down the front stretch and into turn 1. This is back with Tyler Hallman and Travis Beckner.
Ivy coming up there behind the number 99 of Dale Jr. there.
Dale Lucas Jr.
That's right. Dale Jr. Ivy's like, I got it. Let me go. Get out of my way.
Caution's out. Caution's out on the racetrack. That's our third yellow of the night. Looking to see who's spun. Looked like Drew Trader. Looking to see there was one driver falling fast in the. Don't think it was Drew Trader. We'll get that for you here in a second.
Yeah, my scoring's not giving me anything because I was not given admin race tonight. So no issues. So I'm not finding things. I can't give you incident points tonight. That's usually how I find them, is I see who got incident points.
So third caution of the night. We'll just say it's for debris. Someone threw a water bottle onto the racetrack and race control was not appreciative of it. So the caution, excuse me, the debris caution was out. We're trying to see who spun. Might have been Forrest Smith. Not too sure.
He's down
He's the
pit
only one in
lane.
pit road. Looks like he might have gotten some more damage. Unless his pit guys are just conversating like nothing's going on. Back up front, though, the leader is currently Jake Matheson in the 23, Cole Duggar second, Christopher Ferguson third. Will Witt is in fourth, and then rounding out the top five, this is Dalton Wilson. You saw there, Trent Ivy, he's up to 14th after spinning from the second spot. He was working that bottom, trying to get up as much as he could.
So got 35 laps to go here tonight.
Yep, the pace lights are out on the pace truck, meaning one to go. So we will be going green this time by. And Matheson chooses the inside line once again. I don't know if there's any clear favorites, but I would definitely keep an eye on that Trent Ivy machine. He looks like he's got a top 5 car, and we saw it early on, and there's still plenty of time for him to get back up. And so the pace truck's going to make the hard left turn on the pit road once again. The field being led by Jake Matheson on the inside, Cole Duggar on the outside. Green flag flies once more, USA. And now we're starting to get into the runs where later in the race, the top groove will be the preferred groove. See Ferguson there on the bottom trying to complete the slide job on Cole Duggar. He's not going to do it. So you're going to have people trying to do slide jobs and whatnot, trying to get up on that outside because that will be the preferred groove. Later we go on into this race.
Ooh,
we got contact there on the
77
front stretch,
and the 99 to 88.
Bell.
Oh, Ivy!
Trent Ivy going around. Bell and Ivy collide there on the front stretch, and the caution's going to come out once more. Boy, if you're Jacob Bell, that's the last guy you'd want to hit. This is the 88 of Trent Ivy. Let's take a look at our one-to-go replay here. I mean, they were colliding there coming through turn 4, or on the exit of turn 4. Like that was back with Travis Speckner in the 28, I believe? No, that was the 99, excuse me. 99 of Dale Lucas Jr. It started right there through the middle of 3 and 4.
He said Ivy really working anywhere he could find some spots. And you're going to see him here in the 99 coming down, and then squeeze the 88 between the 99 and the 77. And then more contact, and then that was like the Miller, was that 52 car? The white and blue car kind of helped Ivy get into Jake and finish the T-bone.
Looked like Brad Slaughter was involved in that as well, so it looks like he's disconnected from the server.
I've had enough.
I mean, absolute chaos there on the front stretch. For fourth caution coming out tonight, including Jacob Bell and Trent Ivy, and then the 99 of Dale Lucas Jr. and a collected 81 of Brad Slaughter, who's disconnected from the server. So he's out, got 23 drivers still in it. Jacob Bell currently on the pit road. Don't think he's leaving just yet. Still want to show that he's got something to give for these guys.
Yeah, he just came down real quick, try to get some damage repaired, and come back out. Get a little couple hits on that car, and come back out.
We're we're looking here. Dominic DeLeo needed a fan vote for the final spot in the feature. Dominic DeLeo would love a fan vote because he would definitely win that one. Pace lights are on the pace truck, meaning 1 to go once again.
We have 30 laps.
When they cross the stripe, it will be 30 to go. Oh, pardon me. Oh, yeah, excuse me, sorry. Up front, it will be... I need another drink. Boy, Jake Matheson, Cole Duggar, excuse me. Oh, boy, Harold, take it away. I need a drink.
All right, so on the outside is Duggar. Inside is Matheson, turning into turn number 1. Green flag back in the air. 23 sliding that low line all the way up to the outside wall right in front of the 11. It allows the 0-1 of Ferguson to get underneath there. And up in the air goes the 11. The 23 out like a cannon.
All right.
He's lights out now.
There was quite a bit of contact there. And there comes Ferguson on the bottom trying to slide up. The yellow is out once again. Saw cars in the wall there in turn 2. Absolute calamity there on that restart. And I feel like it's going to be that way all night long, the later we go into this race.
That's 23 from the bottom all the way to the outside retaining wall right in front of the 11. And then Ferguson saw that and he had a big old cat grin. He's like, woo, my turn.
Looked like Travis Beckner, the bright green car up in the outside wall there through turn 2. Man, there's quite a bit of contact there. There you see smoke coming out of the 28.
Let's see if we can get back
Looking
to
like
this.
This night might be done. Take a 1 to go replay to see what exactly happened. So you see he was up there in the 3rd row. Then the 67 gets into him, and I mean he's just stuck in that wall.
And the 64 gave him a shot as well. You see that right front tire. You see it is wobbling.
Yeah, but then he spin on the backstretch also. Looked like it might have been... Well, I don't know who spun. There's your replay, brought to you by 1 to go Studios. But the 5th caution coming out for Travis Beckner after he collided with the 67 of Rick Reddick-Tackman. We're battling for the 5th spot on the restart into turn 1, and then the 28 machine just got clipped and was stuck in the wall, basically. Then another driver spun out.
Yeah. Talk about nostalgia. I feel like I'm back in Galesburg again. Say, whoa. I only did one year on the dirt, but most of my time on a little oval track in Michigan, and it's like you get a couple laps in, and then the caution goes out. You get a couple laps in, the caution goes out.
So the pace lights are out once again on the pace truck. 23, Jake Matheson will lead the way on the inside line, and then a new second place driver, Christopher Ferguson. Although he scored as the 22 on the ticker, he is in the 01 on the racetrack in the bright blue car.
Yep.
So I'll drop Cole Duggar in the 3rd, Will Witt 4th, and then rounding out that top 5 is Rick Reddick-Tackman, who had contact with Travis Beckner in our most recent caution. Green flag flies once more here at USA.
23 again slides up high. He likes the high groove. I don't know why he doesn't just take it on the restart. But
yeah, it's an interesting choice there. You see some drivers getting low there through turn 2. Don't know if we had a car spin out, although the green flag is still out. And the 23 of Jake Matheson still leading. So here comes Duggar on the bottom.
67 and Dalton Wilson together. Ferguson sliding all from that inside-outside slide job, and then a crossover comes up.
A slide job from Ferguson and a crossover from Matheson. They'll swap the leads momentarily as we head into turn 3. Here comes another dive bomb from Ferguson, or a slide job, if you will. We got a car upside down.
That's the
Yoo-hoo machine is upside down.
Somebody spilt the milk.
Somebody spilled the milk, and they were upside down there in the turn 3. That was absolute chaos. That was the number 18 car going upside down to Dalton Wilson in the Yahoo milk machine.
Yoo-hoo. Woo!
We'll take a look at a one to go replay here to show you what exactly happens. We just saw in our live shot, he was just tipping, and tipped over too soon. You see they're heading into turn 3, and he actually hit the wall and then just lost it from there, and that's the worst place you could be upside down in. Looked like that was Trent Ivy that got into it.
Ivy's just like, here, let me help you get back up.
Trent Ivy with a little assist on the 18 car there, trying to get him right side up, and he will. So our second flip of the night.
But he had help. He had help to get back up.
He did have help to get back up.
I got friends in low places. Matter of fact, I was listening to country Y2K earlier today, and let's get the mud on the tires. Comes on the radio. I'm like, man, what a fitting song for tonight.
Oh yeah, gotta get a little mud on the tires.
That's right.
We got some drivers got quite a bit of mud in the cockpit and not on their tires. So the cautions come out. We have a new leader here as the yellow flag is out. Christopher Ferguson has taken the lead away from Jake Matheson, who seems like he had the lead all night. Cole Duggar still holding third, Will Witt in fourth, and Rick Reddick-Tackman holding on that top 5 spot still. So we look throughout the pack here. Ed Robertson in 6th, Garrett Grant at 7th, Tyler Holman 8th, Dale Lucas Jr., or better known Dale Jr., in the 9th spot. David Weishart 10th. It was actually, yeah, that was right. And Trent Ivy is in 11th. Keep an eye on him still. He's hitting about everything in sight, trying to find any groove that he can to get back up here. He's that Miller Lite car there in the back on the bottom in the 6th row. Something we'll keep an eye on.
These are street stocks. They don't have to look pretty. They just get to win. They just need to get across first. I mean, I remember, these are the sheet metal cars. Well, actually not anymore, but they used to be where you'd bang them. You spend the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday banging the sheet metal back out so you could race Friday night again.
Christopher Ferguson picks the bottom, and we're green once again here at USA. 21 laps of racing to go. So he tried to get up there in front of the 23. Contact is
More
made.
contact in the back, 35
Cars
around.
Are slamming into each other in turn 1. It's absolute calamity. The big one has happened here at USA. The caution flag is still yet to come out as we got cars all over the place in turn 1 and 2. Christopher Ferguson hold on to the lead for the moment after a slide job attempt by the 23 of Jake Matheson. Now the caution comes out. I mean, absolutely. It took a while for that caution to come out.
It was thrown. It was thrown by the race admins for some reason. It didn't come out. Watch the 35 here on our replay. It's Will Witt, and he gets sent by the 67. And then look at all those cars just piling up.
I mean, there was nowhere to go. The track was blocked at one point. The top is the preferred groove, and everyone was up there. And we still had cars spinning as the wreck was unfolding there. But an unfortunate break there for Will Witt in the 35. He had contact from, once again, the 67 of Rick Reddick-Tackman. That was your one to go replay. And this shakes up the running order quite a bit. So Christopher Ferguson still in the lead. Jake Matheson in 2nd. Cole Duggar in 3rd. Now in the 4th spot is Dale Lucas Jr. And in the top 5 is the 5 car of Garrett Grant.
And look who's in 6th.
It's Trent Ivy. Trent Ivy in the 6th. Dawson Miller in 7th. Bryce Senesac 8th. Billy Wise 9th. And in the top 10, it's Matthew Robinson. And to point out, in the 11th spot is our very own Jacob Bell, who put this whole thing together. Very, very proud to be here tonight. And appreciate everyone who's tuned in and participated in this race, including the 88 car of Trent Ivy. And I mean, that car been through a lot. So you see a good look of it on the sides of it.
I just hooked his hood up a little bit there on the right over there by the air filter. It'll be all right. Just getting a little bit extra air getting to it. That's all.
So we're under caution once again here at USA. Travis Beckner is back out, 8 laps down. Drew Trader is back out, 2 laps down. Everybody else here still on the lead lap. Had 24 cars tonight, 1 DNF, that being Brad Slaughter. 23 still on track. And 21 of those are on the lead lap. Looks like we're going to go green here once again. The field is doubled up. Christopher Ferguson will choose the bottom, Jake Matheson up top. And it'll be a fight to see who can get to the outside first as they head through turns 3 and 4. The green flag's going to fly once again as we're riding in-car here.
Travis
with,
Ivy.
I believe that is Trent
Ivy. Yep. I was just trying to show you the dirt. You actually get dirt, and you have to pull the visor tape. Oh, the 20,
contact
the 01
is
Ferguson.
made between Ferguson and Matheson. On the
Trent
bottom,
Ivy.
going to the lead, it's Cole Duggar.
Caution is out. But we saw that.
Caution's out once again. Yep.
So we kind of watched that. So let's try to bring that back up a little bit.
So we'll get a one-to-go replay here to show you what exactly brought up the caution. So this was the initial restart here. Boy, that 23 car, Matheson got up in the air there near the catch fence. And as that was happening, Cole Duggar on the bottom just said, you know what? I'll take the spot. Thank you very much. He took the lead away from Christopher Ferguson. We're back under caution once again. Still looking to see why we are exactly under the caution. Looking here, maybe the 52 of Tyler Holman or something brought out the yellow and we did not see it. Very interesting there. So this will bunch up the field once again, and I'm starting to feel like it's going to be any one of these top 3, maybe top 4. Trent Ivy's up in the 4th spot after all that.
Yep. I was just showing you, go back to that again. You see the dirt mark here on there, and then they have a button set to basically tear off the visor, which has multiple layers of tape, so that they can clean, because there is no windshield. This is not an oval car, so that is a rock guard that is in front of the driver there, so he doesn't get hit with a boulder or something.
Yep, just gotta be cautious there. Safety, top concern here for our iRacing drivers, as looks like the pace truck, see there, the lights are still on and now they're off. So we'll go green once more here next time by. Got the 11 of Cole Duggar here. It has lane choice. We've seen drivers take the bottom. And it looks like we'll see it again. So Duggar chooses the bottom. Ferguson on the outside. Then in the second row, it'll be Dale Lucas Jr. there in the 99 bright green car on the bottom. And to his outside is the white Miller Lite, number 88 of Trent Ivy in 4th. And Garrett Grant and Jake Matheson in 5th and 6th. Bryce Senesac, Dawson Miller, Matthew Robinson, and Jacob Bell rounding out your top 10. We're starting again to the closing laps of tonight's charity race. It is crunch time for these drivers. Let's see here.
13 laps.
Yep, 13 laps when they cross the stripe. Green flag back out at USA.
Some bumping on the restart.
Boy, a good restart there from Ferguson, and Duggar's gonna have to do a big old slide job there trying to get on that outside. Here comes
Crossover,
Ferguson on the
inside. Ivy behind him. 3 wide off the corner,
we got
too.
a big wreck there in turn 2. Caution's out once again. A big wreck there in the top of turn 2 you saw in our picture. So this will bunch up the field once more. Take a look at our one-to-go replay here to show you the big wreck taking place. There's 64 of Ed Robertson there. Looks like this happens right behind him. So we had cars being collected. It looked like that was the number 91 there of Blair Patterson.
Yeah, he basically gets himself turned around there, and he starts it across. Ooh, and then there's...
Wow.
We met the
That's
28.
Travis
Hello.
Beckner there.
Yeah, he said hello.
Looks like he had help once again from the 67 of Rick Reddick Tackman. Boy, he's turned into quite a wrecking ball here. He's been involved in a lot of these cautions here tonight.
Single file restart.
Yep, single file restart inside the last 10 laps. So no choosing of the inside or outside. Everybody will be restarting in one lane. And leading that way will be Cole Duggar in the 11. Christopher Ferguson right behind in 2nd, and in 3rd, Trent Ivy. Dale Lucas Jr. in 4th, and Jake Matheson rounding out the top 5. Boy, I mean, I feel like any one of these guys in the top 5 can make it and make the pass to win. Question is, which one of the top 5 will win? Or it could be someone outside of the top 5. Who knows? Green flag in the air here. 10 laps to go here at USA. So they head off into turn 1. You'll start to see more drivers running the outside and taking less risk on the bottom. But as the laps do wind down, you'll see that bottom become open game for anyone trying to attempt a slide job. Car in the wall back there was Matheson, the 23. Looks like he hangs on to it. And we got some cars sideways there coming off turn 4, one of which spinning into the inside wall.
Caution is
Still
out.
holding on to it. Not for long. Caution back out once more here at USA. He's got the number 41 car there that spun around sideways. Matthew Robinson. Let's take a look at our one-to-go replay once again to show you exactly what brought out our caution. He was battling right alongside our very own Jacob Bell. See these guys working their way through 3 and 4. We'll get a good look here. Looked like he tried one of those slide jobs. Oh, God.
Miller came down
there.
And then he gets turned around.
Yeah, a little bit of a bobble there between him and Dawson Miller. And,
And then Drew Trader. See, it's the guy spun around. You got to wait till everybody gets back around you. You can't jump up in front of traffic like that.
All right, and that's our one-to-go replay for our most recent caution. I've lost count at this rate of how many yellows we've had. It just shows the intense racing that these guys are going for, trying to get the win. Here we go. Our Elwood Designs race recap. So far, Cole Duggar leading the way. 9 cautions for 25 laps. And Jake Matheson with the fastest lap of a 26.778.
To half
currently.
the race.
Half the race is run under caution. Just shows what these guys can. And imagine if we didn't have caution laps. Boy, oh boy. We're getting down the crunch time.
They could run out of gas.
Yeah. Pace truck's going to come in one more time.
6 laps left to go when they get the green flag.
Yep, once they cross that start-finish line, it'll be 6 laps to go. And once again, leading the way is Cole Duggar. Green flag back in the air with Christopher Ferguson and Trent Ivey in hot pursuit. Here you see Jake Matheson there on the bottom trying to get around the 4th place car. He'll end up sliding up and nearly colliding with said car, or we did collide with him. Here comes Ferguson on the bottom here, down the backstretch, side by side into 3 for the lead.
Duggar high, Ivy, and Ferguson low. Ferguson slides all the way up to the top of the track. 3 wide coming out the backstretch. Whoa.
3 wide for the lead here as they come down the front stretch. 5 more laps to go here at USA. Ferguson on the outside, Duggar on the bottom.
Full
and Trent
send by
Ivey
Duggar.
waiting in the catbird seat. Duggar tried it on the bottom. He couldn't quite do it. Is there all over the place in the back? The caution's out once again. Once more, the caution flag flies. And that is our 10th yellow of the night. Looks like the 91 car was collected again. Blair Patterson. There you see, there was a wreck that already happened in front of them.
67 was there.
Rick Reddick-Tackman once again becoming a part of the caution. We'll see here, he starts to look low and just gets
the
a
18
little
helped him.
there.
Yeah. And Hallman in the 0-0.
Oh,
the 67 playing pinball machine.
Starting to turn into a demolition derby down there into turn 1 and 2.
All right, so we're gonna get. It'll be 3 to go. We'll be almost like a green-white checker when we get going again.
I probably should have asked Jake if there were any green-white checkers slated out.
Let me check that in here. Should be able to find out my info here.
So it looks like for the moment we'll go green here with 2 to go, meaning it will be a green-white checker. And that's being led by Christopher Ferguson in the 0-1. Trent Ivey there in 2nd. 3rd is Cole Duggar, Jake Matheson, and Garrett Grant round out the top 5.
Yeah, we'll see how these guys react to this 2 to go when we go back green. The reason why you see these guys all the way up against the wall is iRacing scoring is on single file. You can only pass on the outside. You cannot pass the inside. Is why everybody's all the way up to the wall protecting their position.
So here we go, green flag in the air. 2 more laps to go here at USA. Christopher Ferguson leading the way. Trent Ivey trying to get past him. So there's Matheson in the back with a slide job for third on Cole Duggar. Looks like he'll do it, although they're still battling for that spot. Trent Ivy trying to hold on to it. Catch the 0-1 of Ferguson to head in turn 3 and 4.
Coming out of 4, if we get to the white flag, this will be an official race. Looks like the white flag is in the air with the flag man. White flag out, 1 to go. So this is for all the marbles, Ferguson and Ivy.
Yep, Christopher Ferguson leading as they head into turn 1 and 2 and down the backstretch now for the final time. Trent Ivy looking to make one more dive bomb at it. Could we see a Louisiana dive bomb here on the bottom? Here he comes through 3 and 4. Ferguson in the wall. Trent Ivy sliding up. Contact is made. Trent Ivy's taking it. They're spinning in the back. Trent Ivy with an amazing move. He wins at USA. Carnage ensues as they come off turn 4. Garrett Grant was spinning in the back. We'll get a replay here to show you the move Trent Ivy made to take the win here at USA. As this was the restart here, as you saw the 23 of Jake Matheson complete the pass for that third spot at the moment. But boy, oh boy, Craig Ferguson hit the wall at the wrong time. Or excuse me, Christopher Ferguson, my apologies. As they come across here, this is the white flag lap. So we didn't quite see the Louisiana dive bomb that Trent Ivy made. He nearly clipped the wall there coming out of turn 2. You knew he had to send it for the win, and I mean, it was just bad luck there for Ferguson, and Trent Ivy there with a send on the bottom. Ferguson got caught up in the wall, and they made more contact there through turn 4. And then Trent Ivy came through to win the race. I mean, unbelievable finish there. A last lap pass through turns 3 and 4. Trent Ivy was running second at the very beginning, had to fight and claw his way to get back up here, and just in the nick of time on the last lap, he makes the move and gets the job done. Boy, oh boy, I mean, Harold, what a finish, what a race. It was absolute chaos.
Absolute chaos. Trying to see, we got I found Matheson. See if I can find Ivy and Ferguson if they come in.
Boy, oh boy, I mean, that there's the fireworks going off in the background. I mean, we were here tonight to have a good time and see some fireworks, and we saw them not only off the track, but on the track also. Quite a bit of carnage here, and this was all for a good cause here, raising money for the American Red Cross. We reached our goal and had fun for the night, and I mean, it was just a complete blast. You look there, there is Jake. Yep, that is Jake Matheson in the 23. Looks like we'll try to get him up here for you in a second. Well, Jake Matheson had a solid night here. We'll bring him up here and have a quick chat with him. Hey, Jake, this is Hunter Harold, and, well...
Just Hunter Harold, and, Ivy got put up there. We'll talk to him, and then we'll get Ivy in a second.
Sorry. Yeah, we'll get to him in a second. Jake, this is Hunter and Harold in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you.
Yeah, sorry there. Jake is our third guy, Jacob Bell. So I'm used to calling him Jake. So interesting having a different Jake in the booth. I mean, what a performance you put on. You had quite the battle there at the very end. It seemed like it was either going to be between you, Ferguson, or Trent Ivy there at the very end. Take us through that last restart, though, because you had an absolute slide job to put yourself in that third position.
Yeah, so so I kind of want to back up a little bit. That whole race was just an amazing battle between the top 3, top 4 guys. I mean, that was wicked fun. It was clean. It was good. When things kind of got rough and tussle, I got put up in the fence a little bit, but I was able to come back through a big slider for third and put me in position to get second right at the end there. So it was good fun race. A lot of clean racing, and had a lot of fun.
Boy, it was fun for us in the booth. I mean, me and Harold, we were losing our minds here trying to figure out, who's going to come through and win? Oh, what's going to happen next? I mean, there was just carnage everywhere. Harold, I don't know if you have anything to add, but I mean, that was quite the race, quite the battle.
Oh, yeah, definitely lots of, the track was slicked off quite a bit, so you guys were trying to make every bit of the track work down low to get a good bite in, and you had to wash all the way up after. And so the slide jobs were happening, and I saw a couple crossovers. I mean, what was going through your mind on that last restart, Jake?
Yeah, so I mean, it's the last restart. It's a green, white, checkered, so everyone's going to be doing what they can to get the best spot they can. And I knew it was going to be crazy. I just knew that top groove, just to stay true to the top groove and run at the whole rest of the green, white, checker. Knew it would be good to me. Everything kind of started out at the bottom and then just gradually worked its way up top. And with 20, 15 to go or something like that, it was just top groove all the way. There was nothing else. So definitely made for some awesome racing, and I'm sure it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and I'm pretty sure it was even more fun to be behind the wheel in one of those cars. Is there any shouts you want to give out before you go?
Really, I just kind of want to thank you guys for putting this race on. I mean, I heard about it earlier today from my buddy Connor. He said, hey, come run this charity race. It's put for a good cause. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on, run it. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I'll definitely sign up for this. So just thank you guys for putting this on for a great cause, and hoping what you guys are doing are helping some people out.
Well, no, thank you for coming out and being a part of this. I mean, you gave us one hell of a thrill there. And there's our third Jake. That's the Jake I'm used to. That's the man right there that put it all together, Jacob Bell. So thanks again, Mr. Matheson, for coming out tonight. Have a good weekend.
Of course, thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Alrighty, that was your second place finisher there, Jake Matheson. Now let's get our race winner here, Trent Ivy. Trent, this is Hunter, Harold, and Jake in the booth. Got a copy? Oh, I don't know if I heard that well. We'll try it again. Hunter, Harold, and Jake up in the booth. Trent, got a copy?
Yeah, you got me?
There we go.
Yeah, we got you. Hear you loud and clear.
Alrighty, cool.
And early on in the race, you seemed like you were going to the front. Then you got collected in a early race incident there from the second spot. Had to fight and claw your way up there, and had a last lap pass on the bottom. Take us through your race, man.
It was it started out like it was going to be a pretty subtle race, and then me and somebody got together or something. It was a little too early for us to be racing like we were, but that made the race a little longer. And but it was rough coming back through there. There was some pretty big crashes I had to get through, but it was worth it. Me and Fergie were talking right there at the last couple of laps when we got to 1 and 2, and I was like, he's like, you gonna throw a slider? I was like, nah, man, let's just ride it out since we're 1 and 2. That'll make us look good. And then I ended up having to throw that slider.
Yeah, it caught him off guard because he was all up in the wall there at the very end of it. Jake, Harold, I don't know if you guys have anything to add, but I mean that was thrilling for us to watch in the booth.
Yeah, I'm glad Jacob got all this stuff put together for everybody who had to go through that in Kentucky and the surrounding areas. But it's good y'all were able to raise some money for them, and it's definitely for a good cause. So I'm glad we were able to be a part of it.
Well, I appreciate you hopping in here, man. And we're up to $1,100 raised, which is awesome, and definitely was an honor to put this on. And appreciate you showing up and making it exciting there at the end, man. Congrats on the W.
Yeah, thank y'all, and I want to thank Dawson Miller for inviting us in here to race. I wouldn't even heard about it if it wasn't for him. So Dawson's been a long-time friend of mine, so thanks to him, and thank you to all you guys, and I look forward to maybe doing it again if y'all ever do.
Absolutely, man. Well, Trent, congrats, and we're going to let you go here, and appreciate you stopping by and earning the W.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right, that was your race winner, Trent Ivy. Now let's get your third place finisher here, Christopher Ferguson. Christopher, this is Hunter, Harold, and Jake in the booth. Got a copy?
What's up?
What's up? I mean, you had it seemed like the car to beat there at the very end. Then the last lap, it seemed like you had it in the bag. We were going to see a dive bomb from Trent Ivy, but your car just got up in the wall there through 3 and 4 the last time around.
Yeah, man, we were me and Trent were in the Discord together there, and on that last restart, I don't know if y'all could tell, but me and him definitely took off about 10 car lengths earlier than we were the rest of the race. But we were having a little fun, a little chatter back and forth, and he's like, I'm just gonna stay behind you and run 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, and I said off of 2, I was like, nah, man, we on the broadcast, you gotta throw it. I said, you gotta throw a big Harry going into 3, and he threw a big Harry, and I was ready for it, but I stepped on it, and going into 3, and I didn't get turned, and I drove straight the fence like an idiot.
Oh man, Hunter, or sorry, that's me, Harold, Jake. I don't know if you guys have anything to add, but I mean, it was a great thrill from us up here in the booth.
Fergie, I don't know if I can call you Fergie, but I'm gonna do it, man. It was cool to see you in here and you racing it out with Trent there at the end. It's funny to hear that going down the back straightaway. You guys were talking to each other, and I don't think you get a chance to do that anywhere but iRacing. So that's pretty unique circumstances. But man, talk about your race tonight. How'd you like the track? How'd you like running out here with all of us over at Area? And thoughts going forward of what we could do in the future, maybe.
Yeah, man, we had a blast. I have the esports team, CFM Esports, with Blake Majulis and Evan C. Naturally, those guys are light years ahead of me, way faster. So I race with guys that are less talented, like Trent, pretty much every night. So we have a lot of fun at USA. We run like USA. We run small block mods. We run pro late models. We run USA a ton. So we love when the track gets like that, when it gets slick and then it gets up around the top and you can run the cut down line, and we just had a blast, man. And I've always ever since I got into the iRacing deal, all the people I've met, through this it's been awesome, and I have a blast on it. And when me and Trent have done that in real life, we don't get to talk to each other. So he wouldn't know that I was doing that in real life, or I wouldn't know that he was. So it's cool to do it on the game. And man, y'all did a great job, promoting this event and raising money for all the people affected. Prayers for them, and kudos to you guys for doing that. That shows what kind of people you are. So I'm happy to support it, and hopefully here in the future we can do maybe partner up on some stuff with our speed shop too.
Absolutely, man. Well, $1,100, the final tally it's looking like right now so far. So obviously a ton of money being donated out and going directly to the Red Cross. They're in there helping those victims out. So appreciate you showing up and being a part of it, man. And congrats on the third place. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely got to thank Majula C Speed Shop and CFM Esports, Tia, Blake, Evan, all the guys over there. This blue 01 car is a tribute for my sponsor that passed away in August. So it was cool to have it up front tonight. And like I said, thanks to you guys for putting this on.
Absolutely, man. Well, congrats on a third place. Thanks for coming out. I'm sure we'll see you back in the future.
Alrighty, that was Christopher Ferguson, your third place finisher. I mean, what a night! What a night it was. We raised our goal for charity and a good cause for the American Red Cross. Had a great race here at USA. Let's go ahead and take a look at your finishing results here. So we see, that is 11 through 20. We want to get our top 10 up here. There we go. So Trent Ivey gets it done in the last lap, last turn pass for the win. Jake Matheson gets second. Christopher Ferguson third. Cole Duggar fourth. Dale Lucas Jr. rounding out the top five.
William Witt's going to bring it home sixth. We see him Tuesday nights in our truck series. Bryce Senesac finishes seventh. Dawson Miller with a good eighth place run. Scott Benninger finishes ninth. And Ed Robertson rounds out the top 10.
Then we go up through 11th here. Got Billy Wise in 11th. Our very own Jacob Bell 12th. Ford Smith 13th. David Weishart 14th. And Matthew Robinson 15th.
16th is going to be Rick Reddick Tackman. Tyler Hallman comes home 17th. Nick Hunt with an 18th place run. 19th, Garrett Grant. And 20th, Dalton Wilson. And then rounding out the rest of our results and our finishers here tonight, Blair Patterson 21st. Drew Trader 22nd. Travis Beckner is going to come home 23rd. And Brad Slaughter 24th out of our 24 starters that made the feature event. 32 drivers showed up for tonight's race, and a look at the Elwood Designs race recap. Trent Ivey getting home with the first place finishing results. 10 cautions for 27 laps. 24 drivers started the feature event, and the fastest lap to Jake Matheson.
Boy, oh boy. Any final thoughts, Jake? I want to hear from you because you were in the thick of it for the majority of the night.
Yeah, no, it was a messy little run there towards the middle parts of the race. We had a lot of cautions back to back to back, but the track played out kind of like we wanted it to. We wanted it to get real slick like that, where they had to get up next to the wall, and that's what we saw there at the end. So it allowed for that awesome finish for Ivy to shoot down and throw that slide job through turn 3 and 4. Kudos to Dawson Miller. He really helped a lot with this event, getting a few drivers in here involved, and everybody who donated, man. $1,100, Hunter. That's a substantial amount of money, and we're happy to be able to help any way we can. I also want to give a special shout out to Tyler Hallman with a big $200 donation. That helped a ton. Audible Entertainment. Hunter, man, you came in with a $100 donation as well, so definitely want to give you your shout out that you deserve. Brad Slaughter Jr. with an $81 donation, Dawson Miller with a $56 donation, and then Lodgebox Developments, One Mind to Design, and Keegan Bush all throwing in $50, and a ton of other people who helped out. Thank you all, everyone who came in and decided to watch us here tonight. Harold, for allowing us to schedule this event kind of the last few days on you and being able to work with us on it. It's truly honor. And Hunter, man, for stepping in on the broadcast booth. You guys killed it.
Yeah, well, always helping out whenever I can, not only with the American Red Cross, but also with the broadcast. Always a pleasure to be up here. I had a thought and I just went away. So
you gotta catch those, man.
Yeah, a lot of thoughts tonight, I'm sure, watching all that action. A lot of yellow flags to have to decipher through. But man, fun event, guys. Hopefully, not hopefully, we'll definitely be doing something like this in the future because it's just so important for me to use this platform and this community that we have. I didn't build it. This community was here and I'm a part of it. So it takes everybody. And Harold, Hunter, you guys are big parts of it as well. But to use this community to do good and put forward what we can and to raise $1,100 is awesome. And obviously, it's just going to be a small help to those up there, but any help is it matters a lot. So it's important for us to do that, and I'm happy we were able to do so. And now we got 2 weeks off, guys, so we can go home with our family, celebrate the holidays, and come back on leave January 3rd.
You know, I find it really good, and Jake. This is a comment that I'll make is, producing a lot of these events. This is the first fundraiser I've been involved in where 100% of the proceeds went to whatever the organization that benefited from. Normally there's payouts and all these other things, but everybody volunteered their time. The production team, Hunter, you paid for the track time, which I know it's not that much when it comes to this, but it still is just getting all these pieces together and donating 100% of the proceeds to the Red Cross for the Kentucky tornado relief is awesome, and that's a lot of money. Could be used to do other things, but we wanted to make sure it all went to the people who needed it, and we had fun putting it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that. And honestly, a big shout outs to Streamlabs Charity for being able to do that. I believe they're one of the only platforms where you can donate to them and they do 100% directly to the foundation. So all $1,100 will be going directly to the Red Cross. It's already there, actually, especially for those that have donated in the past few days. So that's what's important. And I listened to a few interviews from the Red Cross, and they said right now the biggest help is monetary donations. So it works out perfect. And again, we're lucky to be here and be able to do this. A lot of victims from those storms last weekend that obviously weren't so lucky. So we wanted to help the best way we can. And it took all of us, and I'm happy we were able to do it.
Yeah, man, you can still donate to the American Red Cross. It's not just through us either. You can go ahead and go on their website. There's other charitable donations that can be made through different charitable causes out there and organizations, but American Red Cross is a big one and wanted to help out as much as we could because anything is better than nothing.
Right, and they're right there right now. They are in those areas. They're one of their biggest things is tornado disaster relief. So I wanted to make sure we chose the right group of foundation to go with. So that was one of the big reasons as well. And obviously a lot of people in this league that we watch Monday to Thursday every night, they are either homed in that area that was affected by the storms, or they have family in that area, or they've lived in that area. I myself spent the last year in Bowling Green, Kentucky, one of the major cities I was impacted by the tornado. So meant a lot to me personally, and I'm very happy that all of us were able to do it. And you guys, obviously, up here in the broadcast team, fantastic job.
Yeah, we'll always put 110% effort in here. I'm starting to slur my words now, but we always give it our best shot. And Harold, great job as always with the camera work and the graphics and whatnot. And big shout out to Elwood Designs also for his help in graphics.
Yep, definitely for them. And last thing for me, guys, is we're going to take this 2-week break. And being a pastor in real life, I would be remiss by not saying Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. Be safe. Make sure we all get back in one piece, back for the new year in 2022, and then we get to tear it up at Talladega. So we all want to be there, though, right? It's like I want everybody to be there.
Yep.
But we can see the big one show up at Talladega. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you guys, and let's take a couple weeks off, get with our friends and families, remember what the season's all about, and get back here and get back to racing.
Yeah, I absolutely second that, Harold, and it's actually fitting. I don't think we really planned it to be this way, but it's funny how the world works. Where our last event going into the holiday season, how fitting it's a huge charity event. So, I think that kind of sums it up perfectly right there, what you just said, man. And Hunter, man, I'm excited to get back in 2 weeks, but definitely want to take this time to remember those that we've lost throughout this storm, or even throughout these past few years, and recollect with family going into the holiday season. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. These last few years, it's been difficult for some people, and hopefully we'll turn the tide in 2022. And brighter days have yet to come, and they're on the horizon just in the upcoming years. So from everyone up here, executive producer Harold Darner, second man Jacob Bell, I'm Hunter Slebby saying so long, and we'll see you in the new year.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers. We'll see you at the next turn.